Hi everyone, welcome to Tales for Twos. My name is Miss Lorena and today I'm going to be reading stories all about squash. So we are going to start with our hello song and then I'll let you know what squash is. So if you're ready for a story, take a seat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Make your hands all nice and neat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. All right, good job. So, squash is a vegetable, and there are many different types of squash. So, I'm going to show you some pictures. And the first one is zucchini. Now, it might look like a cucumber because it's green and also the same shape, but this one is speckled, so it is zucchini. Now there is a different color to zucchini as well, so that was a green one. This is a yellow one. And then the next one is called butternut squash. So it has an orange color to it. And another one, this is called spaghetti squash. So if you cut this open, bake it, and you scrape it out with a fork, it kind of reminds you of spaghetti. And the last one I'm going to show you is, let's see if you know what this is. A pumpkin, right? So pumpkin is also a squash. All right. So I do have my shapes here today. If you would like to help me find my bunny, she has gone missing. So where, oh where could my little bunny be? Oh where could she be? Let's see. We do have, I'm going to list our color and shape. So there's the blue triangle, a red heart. This is pink, so it's a pink square. And down below, orange oval, yellow circle, and last, green rectangle, right? So which one should we look under first? Should we look under the orange oval? This one? Let's see. No, she's not under the orange oval. All right, how about maybe the one above that? So the pink square. No, she's not under there either. Where, oh where has my little bunny gone? Oh where can she be? Maybe the red heart. I thought she would have been under the red heart. Where, oh where can my little bunny be? Oh where can she be? Let's try the green rectangle. Not under there. Oh, this is hard. Where, oh where can my little bunny be? Oh where can she be? Let's try the yellow circle. There's my little bunny. She was hiding behind the yellow circle. All right, thank you so much for helping me find her. So now it is time for our first book, and it is called Mrs. McNosh and the Great Big Squash. And this is by Sarah Weeks. Let's see how big the squash gets. The first day of spring, Mrs. Nellie McNosh went out to her garden and planted a squash. She pushed the seed in with the tip of her toe, and the minute she did it, it started to grow. At first it was round and as big as a head. In fact, it looked just like the paper boy Fred. You see the squash has a face, and it looks like Fred. Then it turned yellow and bumpy and fat. It rolled from the garden and flattened the cat. Oh no. It knocked over trash cans and ran over toes. It twisted the sprinkler and plugged up the hose. It crashed through the clothesline and smashed through the fence, scaring the pants off of two elderly gents. Uh-oh. Poor Nellie was worried. She said, "Oh my gosh, there's got to be some way to slow down this squash." She slapped it and scolded it, pinched it and kicked it, and then she took hold of its stem and she picked it. "Now what do I do?" wondered Mrs. McNosh. "I've got to find something to do with this squash. There isn't a place in the world it will fit. It's as big as a house." "Wait," said Nellie. "That's it." And so, by the light of a big yellow moon, she scooped and she scraped with a long-handled spoon. And when the sun rose, where was Mrs. McNosh? Where do you think she was? Curled up, sound asleep. She was sleeping in the squash. In her big yellow squash. The end. All right, so I do have a friend here, and his name is Mr. Turkey. Say hello, Mr. Turkey. All right, so Mr. Turkey is going to help me sing and dance this song, and I'm going to stomp, but you can clap or stomp. Whatever you feel like doing, you can do. And it goes, "Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? With a gobble, 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 and a wobble, wobble, wobble. Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you?" So we'll do it one more time. "Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? With a gobble, 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 and a wobble, wobble, wobble. Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you?" All right. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Turkey, for helping. So say bye. I do have another story for you, and it is called Sophies Squash. Let's see what Sophie does with her squash. One bright fall day, Sophie chose a squash at the farmer's market. Her parents planned to serve it for supper, but Sophie had other ideas. It was just the right size to hold in her arms, just the right size to bounce on her knee, just the right size to love. "I'm glad we met," Sophie whispered. Good friends are hard to find. At home, Sophie used markers to give her squash a face. Then she wrapped it in a blanket and rocked it to sleep. When it was time to make supper, Sophie's mother looked at the squash. She looked at Sophie. "I call her Bernice," Sophie said. "I'll call for pizza," said her mother. After that, Bernice went everywhere with Sophie, to story time at the library, to visit other squash at the farmer's market, to practice somersaults by the garden. Every night, Sophie gave Bernice a bottle, a hug, and a kiss. "Well, we did hope she'd love vegetables," Sophie's mother told her father. "Shh," Sophie said. "Bernice is sleeping." "Sweet pea," Sophie's mother said one morning as they made blueberry waffles. "Bernice is a squash, not a friend. If we don't eat her soon, she'll get mushy and gross. Let's bake her with marshmallows. Won't that taste yummy?" "Don't listen, Bernice," Sophie cried. That afternoon, Sophie's father took her shopping. "Sugar Beet," he said, "Bernice is a squash. Why don't you pick a nice toy to play with instead?" But the trucks were too hard, and the dolls were too soft. Sophie clutched Bernice tightly. "No thanks," she said. "I have everything I need." After supper, Sophie's parents called a family meeting. Bernice napped in Sophie's lap. "Why don't we donate Bernice to the food pantry before she rots?" her father suggested. Sophie shook her head. "Bernice will last forever." "Bernice seems a little blotchy," said Sophie's dad on the way to the library one day. "She looks perfect to me." At story time, some kids pointed and stared. "What's that spotty thing?" a boy asked. "Her name is Bernice, and she's a squash," Sophie said, "with freckles." "Maybe Bernice should stay home next time," Sophie's mom suggested. "Why?" Sophie asked. "She wasn't the one being rude." Still, as winter neared, Sophie noticed changes. Bernice seemed softer, and her somersaults lacked their usual style. "Visiting friends will cheer you up," Sophie said. At the farmer's market, squash were everywhere. Firm, shiny squash. "What keeps a squash healthy?" Sophie asked a farmer. "It's simple, really," he said. "Fresh air, good, clean dirt, a little love." Well, Sophie thought, I have all that. At home, Sophie cleared leaves from Bernice's favorite spot. She made a bed of soft soil, tucked Bernice in, and kissed her goodnight. "Get better soon," she whispered. That night, while Sophie slept, the wind whistled and tiny snowflakes fell. When she awoke, the world was covered in white. "Do you think Bernice is cold out there?" Sophie asked her mother. "I'm sure she's warm and cozy under her snow blanket," her mother replied. Sophie gazed out the window all morning. She was still there in the afternoon when her father came home with a surprise. "You need a new friend," he said. "Meet Ace." Ace was nice, but boring. He just swam around and around in his bowl. But during the long winter, Sophie discovered that Ace was a superb silent reader who did fabulous flip turns, and he always listened politely when she talked about Bernice. Bernice was great at keeping secrets. Do you know what Ace is? Can you see? Ace. A fish, right? When the snow finally melted, Sophie rushed to the garden. The only thing there was a small green sprout. It looked strangely familiar. "Bernice," Sophie said, "how was your winter?" After that, Sophie, Ace, and Bernice ate lunch together every day. One bright summer morning, Sophie somersaulted across her yard, landed by the garden, and stared in disbelief. Bernice had grown 2 tiny squash. "Wow," Sophie told them, "you look just like your mom." Soon, Bonnie and Baxter were just the right size for Sophie to hold in her arms and bounce on her knee. Just the right size to love. The end. All right, now I do have some turkeys here. There, you can see. So I'm going to put them up, and then I would like you to help me count all the turkeys that are here. All right, so we'll start at this end. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Can you put 5 fingers up? 5. All right, and I do have a little rhyme, and it goes, 5 plump turkeys sitting on the ground. The first one said, "Oh my, we're getting round." The second one said, "I smell pumpkin pie." The third one said, "But we won't cry." The fourth one said, "Let's trot, trot, trot." And the fifth one said, "Quick, don't get caught." And in came the farmer and he turned on the light, and 5 plump turkeys trotted out of sight. Now how many turkeys are there? None, right? All right, and I do have one more song for you here if you want to stand up, and then Mr. Turkey here, hello again, is going to help me out. All right, so it goes, "Turkey, turkey, turn around." So Mr. Turkey's turning around. Good job. "Turkey, turkey, stomp the ground." Nice job. And then "Turkey, turkey, jump up and down." Let's jump up and down. Good job. And then "Turkey, turkey, all fall down." Good job. All right. See you later. Okay, so one last story here for you, and it's called "Around the Table That Granddad Built." Because for Thanksgiving, you sit at a dinner table and sometimes you eat some type of squash, right? This is the table that Granddad built. These are the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. These are the glasses from Mom and Dad's wedding. Set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. And these are the forks and spoons and knives, gifts from Dad's grandma long ago. Placed by the glasses from Mom and Dad's wedding, set by our plates, red, orange, and yellow, that go with the napkins sewn by Mom, surrounding the sunflowers picked by my cousins, set on the table that Granddad built. This is the squash that took over our garden. And these are the potatoes and peppers we roasted. And these are the beans overflowing the bowl. This is the stack of toasty tamales. And these are the samosas, spicy and hot. And this is the rice pudding we have every year. And this is the bread, still warm, that Gran baked. This is the butter made by us kids. And this is Dad's huckleberry jam. Mmm. And here are the pies. I made this one myself. For these hands we hold, for tasty good food, for family and friends, for grace that is given, and love that is shared, we give thanks. Around this table that Granddad built. The end. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And it is time for our goodbye song. And it goes, tickle the clouds, tickle your toes, turn around and tickle your elbows. Reach down low, reach up high. Story time is over. Now wave goodbye. We'll see you again soon.